She went to prison for 27 years because of a dream. She had a dream, a haunting dream, one filled with fear, blood, and shadows. She was in a hospital bed when she whispered it to a therapist. She never imagined that dream would become her reality, a reality that stole 27 years of her life. Her name was Kathy Woods. In 1979, Kathy was 29 years old, living in Reno, Nevada, struggling with mental illness. She checked herself into a psychiatric hospital in Louisiana. She kept a journal. She spoke in fragments. She talked about vivid nightmares. One of those nightmares sounded eerily familiar to someone listening. A nurse reported Kathy's dream to authorities. That dream, she claimed, matched details of a cold case murder that happened years earlier. The 1976 killing of 19-year-old Michelle Mitchell, a nursing student who was found dead in a garage near the University of Nevada. Michelle had been bound with baling wire, and her throat was slit. The crime scene was horrifying. There were no suspects, no fingerprints, no motive. The trail had long gone cold. But Kathy's dream, vague and disjointed, caught the attention of detectives in Reno. They flew out to Louisiana and questioned her. She was heavily medicated, confused, and alone. They asked about the murder. She mumbled uncertain answers. At one point, she said, "Maybe I did it." That was enough. They arrested her. No physical evidence tied her to the scene. She had never met the victim. She didn't live in Nevada at the time of the crime. But the state built a case on her fragile mental state and her confused statements during therapy. During the trial, the prosecution leaned on her words, not confessions, but fragments pulled from therapy notes. They told the jury she had knowledge only the killer would know. They presented her as manipulative, dangerous, and deceptive. The defense couldn't present key psychiatric testimony. The judge ruled much of it inadmissible. The jury saw a mentally ill woman and a brutal crime. They put them together. Kathy Woods was convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison. She was transferred to a women's facility in Nevada. Days turned into months. Months into years. She watched the world move on. She had no freedom, no family visits, no hope. She wrote letters no one answered. She filed appeals that were denied. She tried to forget the dream that destroyed her life. Then, in 2013, everything changed. A cold case unit decided to retest evidence from a 1976 crime scene. They found a cigarette, but old, dusty, and long ignored. For the first time, it was tested for DNA. The results did not match Kathy Woods.